timeless voices of the eternal church.
Thomas the Apostle. One of the 12 disciples, Thomas, was also called Didymus, Greek for twin. Like the other apostles, Thomas was sent out to preach the gospel after Pentecost, when the disciples had been empowered by the Holy Spirit. Early church historians record that he evangelized among the Parthians, Medes, and the Persians before reaching India, where he carried the good news all the way to the Malabar coast. Today, a community of Christians in the Kerala district, the Christians of St. Thomas, claim they are descendants of the first Christians converted by Thomas's preaching. What we know about Thomas the disciple, we find primarily in the Gospel of John. Say the name Thomas, and the first thing that pops into people's minds is doubting Thomas. But there is more to the man who was willing to live among the pagans of first century India. To simply label him doubting Thomas obscures the true character of a man who willingly endured being tortured with red-hot plates, thrown into a furnace, then speared to death by idolatrous priests. Let us meet Thomas the man. I want to know. The disciples were confounded. What had Jesus just said? Let us go again to Judea. Hadn't Jesus come this close to being arrested in Jerusalem a few days ago? Hadn't they just crossed the Jordan River? Wise move, to give time for things to cool off. Even when the message came from Mary and Martha of Bethany, saying that their brother Lazarus was dying, Jesus had wisely, it seemed to the disciples, not rushed back into danger. So why no? Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but now I will go and wake him up. Asleep? Why, that was good. That meant he was probably getting better. No need to go now. Was there? Lazarus is dead, and for your sake, I am glad I wasn't there, because this will give you another opportunity to believe in me. The disciples didn't move. This all seemed pointless. Lazarus was already dead. Jesus was likely to get arrested. Surely it was better to stay here. Then someone stood and began putting on his clothes. Thomas the twin. Let's go to and die with Jesus. Resolutely, he turned his back on the others and turned his face towards Jerusalem. See John chapter 11. Fast forward to Passover. Thomas reclined at the table in the borrowed room where he and the others had prepared the Passover meal to eat with Jesus. As he often did when they were alone together, Jesus instructed them. But tonight was different. He seemed to be talking in riddles. Like now, Jesus was saying, "There are many rooms in my Father's home, and I am going to prepare a place for you. If this were not so, I would tell you plainly. When everything is ready, I will come and get you, so that you will always be with me where I am. And you know where I am going and how to get there." "No, we don't know, Lord," Thomas protested. He desperately wanted to understand. "We haven't any idea where you are going, so how can we know the way?" Immediately, Thomas felt foolish. What would the others think? Maybe he was the only one who didn't understand. But he didn't care. He wanted to know. Jesus didn't seem to be surprised at his question. "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father except through me." Thomas clung to those words, even though they were severely tested by the terrifying events of that weekend. When he had heard that Jesus was alive again, he wanted to believe, but he had to know for himself. And when he saw the nail prints, see John chapter 14, verse 20. John chapter 20, verses 28 to 29. And Thomas answered and said unto him, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said unto him, "Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen, and yet have believed.
Reading from the complete book of Christian heroes, over 200 stories of courageous people who suffered for Jesus, compiled by Dave and Neta Jackson. This is the Eternal Church of Jesus Christ, the record.